Imagine your workday for a second. Maybe you feel like you're drowning in repetitive tasks. Emails piling up, your calendar feels like just a total mess. You've got maybe 5 different tabs open just trying to schedule one simple meeting. What if you had a digital assistant that could actually think for itself, make decisions, and, do things without you constantly looking over its shoulder? Beat. Welcome to the world of AI agents. You're listening to The Deep Dive. This is where we extract the most important nuggets from sources to help you get informed fast. Today, we're diving deep into AI agents, what they are, why they feel so different, and a practical guide. How you can actually build your own email assistant using a platform called N8N. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah, we're going to unpack what really makes these AI agents different from, say, your standard chatbot or those kind of rigid automations you might already be using. Then we'll walk you through the core building blocks, show you exactly how they fit together. By the end, you'll get how these smart virtual employees work, and importantly, how you can start making them. It's exciting stuff.
All right, so we're talking automation. And, we've all set up email rules or maybe use Zapier for connecting things, simple stuff. But this feels different, like a real step change. What's the big picture here? Why is everyone calling AI agents a game changer right now?
Well, they're revolutionary because, unlike those basic tools, AI agents aren't just following a script someone wrote. Think of it more like having a genuinely smart virtual employee.
Okay.
They remember context from, past chats, and crucially, they can use tools, like actual software tools, to get complex jobs done without you needing to hold their hand the whole way.
Right.
So it's not just about being faster. It's about real autonomy, adaptability.
That autonomy piece is really interesting. So for someone listening, what's the practical takeaway? What can we actually do with this? What problems can it solve?
Well, you can build some incredibly capable agents.
Yeah.
Today, we're focusing on one that can handle a whole bunch of communication tasks, finding emails, drafting them, sending them, even following up, maybe. But stepping back, understanding these concepts, it lets you build much, much more complex systems. Think sales, customer support, data analysis. The possibilities are huge.
So boil down, what's the main shift here from the automation we already know?
It's the agent's ability to think and adapt all on its own.
Okay, let's unpack that. Before we jump into building one, we probably need to get the fundamentals down. What's the first piece of the puzzle here?
Right, the absolute foundation. That's large language models, LLMs. Think tools like ChatGPT or Claude,
Yeah.
These are basically incredibly powerful pattern matchers, trained on just massive amounts of text data. So they're amazing at understanding language, responding, summarizing, even writing pretty creatively. They're kind of like the brain.
The brain, okay.
But, and this is key, they can only talk. They can't actually do anything in the real world or even the digital world beyond text. An LLM can write you a perfect email draft.
But it can't send it.
Exactly. Can't click send.
So brilliant brain, but no hands, basically. What comes next then to give it those hands?
That's where your workflow automation platforms come in.
Right.
You mentioned Zapier or tools like N8N, Make.com. These are like your digital choreographers. They let you connect different apps and set up these automated processes. The if this happens, then do that logic.
Like saving attachments or sending a notification.
Exactly. Great for those repetitive, totally predictable tasks, like following a recipe step by step. But here's the limitation. They're rigid if something unexpected crops up.
Like a missing ingredient in the recipe.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Or the oven's not right. The system usually just stops. It breaks. It can't improvise or adapt at all.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, this game-changing combination. What happens when you mix the LLM brain with the automation platform's hands?
That is your AI agent. It's the best of both worlds, plus that crucial extra ingredient, autonomy. Think about it like you're hiring a really capable virtual employee. You give it clear instructions. That's called the system prompt. Basically, it's job description. It's rules. You give it a brain, the LLM. You give it memory, so it remembers what you talked about before. And then you give it tools, access to your email, calendar, CRM, whatever it needs. And then it just goes to work.
Yeah.
Figures things out. Like, take that example. The rigid automation stops if it can't find John's email.
Right. Yeah. It just fails.
An AI agent.
Yeah.
Given the same task, it thinks. It goes, okay, I need to email John. Don't have his address. Let me use my Google Contacts tool. Search. Found it. Okay, now I'll draft the email using the info provided, fill in the fields, and then I'll send it.
It problem solves on its own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It solves the problem itself. 2-sec silence. I mean, just imagine scaling that kind of self-correction ability, managing billions of complex business processes every day. That's the real potential here.
So the core differentiator again?
Autonomous problem solving.
Okay.
Combines thinking with adaptable action.
This sounds incredible. Seriously, for our listener who's thinking, okay, I want to try this, what's the very first practical step? How do we begin?
Okay, so we're going to use n8n.io for this walkthrough. It's great because it's free to get started. It's got this really intuitive visual interface. You literally drag and drop components, these nodes, to build things out.
Visual, okay.
And it connects to hundreds, maybe thousands of tools now.
Yeah.
So what you'll actually need is, well, a computer, a Google account for integrating with Gmail, Google Contacts, that sort of thing.
Right.
And importantly, an OpenAI account. You need that to get an API key.
An API key, what's that exactly?
Think of it like a secure password. It's your unique key that lets N8N talk to OpenAI's language models on your behalf securely. It's what gives your agent its intelligence.
Okay, so step one, sign up for n8n.io, get your Google stuff ready, and get that OpenAI API key. Is that basically it for getting started?
Yep, those are the main prerequisites. Once you log into N8N, you'll just see this blank canvas. That's your workspace where you build the agent. It's actually pretty straightforward to jump in.
What's the essential prerequisite before building?
Having your Google and OpenAI accounts ready, especially that API key.
All right, now for the fun part, the hands-on bit. We're actually building this email assistant. Capable of understanding chat commands, finding contacts, writing and sending emails, remembering the conversation, and making its own decisions. Where do we start on that NAN canvas?
Okay, step one, the communication channel. You start by adding a trigger node called onChatMessage. You just drag it onto the canvas. This instantly creates a little chat window. That's your front door, basically, how you'll talk to the agent and give it commands.
Got it, like its inbox.
Step two, add the AI brain. This is the core. You drag over the AI agent node. It's a special node in NAN. Inside this node, first thing, you paste in that OpenAI API key you got.
Okay.
Then you choose the model. For this, we recommend selecting GPT 4.0 Mini.
Why Mini?
Good question. It's like a super optimized version of GPT-4. It's really smart, but designed to be faster and cheaper for these kinds of practical tasks. Great balance of power and efficiency. Step three, give it memory. Still inside that same AI agent node, there's an option to add memory. Choose Simple Memory.
Why is memory important?
Crucial. Without it, the agent has total amnesia after every single message. It wouldn't know what you just asked it.
Right. Frustrating.
Yeah. So Simple Memory lets it remember, say, the last 10 messages, gives it context to understand the flow of the conversation.
Okay, so we have communication, a brain, memory for context. What about the actual doing part, the hands?
Exactly. Tools. Step four, equip it with a tool Google Contacts. You add this inside the AI agent node. It's like giving your employee access to the company directory. You connect your Google account, authorize it, and then set the operation to get money. That lets it search through all your contacts. Step five, equip it with another tool, Gmail. Same process. Add the Gmail tool inside the AI agent node. Connect your Gmail account. Select the send operation. Now here's a really neat trick. Next to the fields like to, subject, and message, you'll see this little icon. Looks like a magic wand.
Good.
Click that. This tells the AI, hey, figure out the recipient, subject, and body from the user's chat message and fill these fields in automatically. It makes it super flexible.
You know, I admit I still sometimes wrestle with getting prompts and instructions just right for these tools. It feels like a bit of an art sometimes.
Oh, it really is. Sex F. It takes practice. And that actually leads right into step six. Write the instructions, the system prompt. Think of this as the agent's employee handbook, its core mission statement, its rules of engagement.
It sounds critical.
Absolutely critical for how it behaves. You need to be clear. You write something like, you are an AI assistant. Your job is to help me manage emails and contacts. Important. You must use the Google Contacts tool to find an email address before you try to send any email. Only send if you find a valid address. Be helpful, professional. If you can't find an address, don't just fail. Ask me for more info.
So you're guiding its decision-making process.
Precisely. These instructions are what allow it to act autonomously but correctly.
Okay, so how does this all actually work when we use it? What's the flow like?
Step seven, test it. Once you activate the workflow in NET, you go to that chat window you created in step one, and you type a message, something like, hey, can you send an email to John confirming our coffee meeting for 5 p.m. tomorrow?
Okay.
Here's what happens under the hood. The agent gets the message, the LLM brain analyzes it and decides, okay, the user wants me to send an email. Then it thinks, Follow your instructions,
Yeah.
right? Rule 1, find the email address first. I need John's email.
Uh-huh.
It then automatically uses the Google Contacts tool you gave it. Searches for John.
Finds him, hopefully.
Let's say it finds him. Great. Then it activates the Gmail tool. It uses that magic wand feature to pull John's email into the to field, maybe coffee meeting confirmation, into the subject, and the details into the body. Then it sends the email, and finally it pops back into the chat and tells you, okay, email sent to John.
Wow. That's pretty cool to see it string all that together.
It really is. It shows the whole process.
So what's the core lesson from actually building this simple agent?
It really demonstrates how an AI agent acts by thinking through steps autonomously. Mid-roll sponsor read.
Okay, so that's a working email assistant. Doing tasks that, yeah, would take manual clicks and typing. But what if someone listening wants to make it even smarter? What are some more advanced things you could add?
Oh, absolutely. You can definitely layer on more capabilities, add more tools. Imagine connecting Google Calendar. So before confirming that coffee meeting, it checks your calendar first to see if you're actually free.
Ah, smart.
Or Google Sheets, maybe that logs details of new contacts you ask it to email. Or Slack, it could send a notification to a team channel when an important client email goes out. You can also refine that system prompt way more. Handle edge cases like, what if there are 2 Johns in your contacts? You add instructions. If multiple contacts match, ask the user to clarify which one.
Building in more nuance.
Exactly. More sophisticated decision-making.
And can you build totally different kinds of agents? Not just for email, but specific roles, like a whole virtual team.
Yes. That's where this gets really powerful for businesses, I think. You could build completely separate workflows, each one a specialist, maybe a sales assistant agent. Its tools are your CRM and LinkedIn sales navigator. Its prompt tells it how to qualify leads and draft outreach messages.
Okay.
Or a customer support agent. Tools, your knowledge base, ticketing system, prompt, answer FAQs, escalate complex issues, a content management agent. You get the idea. Each with its own specific tools and, crucially, its own tailored instructions, highly specialized virtual workers.
This power, though, it does bring up some important questions for me. As these tools get more capable, more autonomous, what are the big ethical considerations or limitations we really need to keep front of mind?
Yeah, that's super important. Critical points to consider. First, data privacy. Obvious one, maybe. When your agent uses cloud tools like OpenAI or Google, your data is going to third parties. You have to understand their data policies. Make sure you're comfortable with how your information or your customer's information is being handled.
Right. Read the terms.
Definitely. Second, AI hallucination. Sometimes these LLMs just make stuff up. They confabulate. A clear system prompt helps reduce this, but it's not perfect. Your agent might invent a contact detail or misremember a fact.
Right.
So, especially for critical outputs, you need some kind of review or verification.
Don't trust blindly.
Exactly. Third, over-reliance. Don't put 100% faith in these agents for mission-critical tasks without a human safety net or a backup plan. Systems can fail, APIs can go down, always have a fallback. And finally, accountability. At the end of the day, you are responsible for what your agent does. If it sends an inappropriate email or leaks sensitive data, that's on you, the creator or deployer. So monitor it, supervise it.
Those are really crucial points. So assuming we're mindful of those, how do we actually know if our agent is, worth it? How do we measure if it's truly helping?
Good question. You absolutely need to track metrics. Think about efficiency. Is it saving time? How many tasks is it completing successfully per hour or day? Cost. What's the API usage costing you? Compare that to the cost of doing it manually. Is there a positive ROI? Quality. How accurate are its outputs? If it interacts with people, what's their satisfaction level? Fewer errors than a human. And then the big one, business impact. Is it actually moving the needle on things like revenue, customer retention, lead generation, internal process speed? Tie it back to real business goals.
So what's the single most important caution for someone just starting out?
Be mindful of data privacy and the agent's inherent limitations. Don't expect magic.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. For our listeners, what's the big idea we want them to take away from this deep dive today?
I'd say it's this. An AI agent is fundamentally about combining the thought of an LLM with the action of automation, but adding that really key layer of autonomy on top. Our advice, start simple. Build that basic email assistant we walked through. Get comfortable. Then gradually add more tools, more complex instructions. Remember that your system prompt, those instructions, is absolutely vital. Be clear, be precise. And finally, test, monitor, iterate. keep improving it based on how it actually performs.
And it's important to frame this correctly, right? It's not really about replacing people entirely.
Exactly. That's not the goal, or at least it shouldn't be. The real value here is augmenting human capabilities.
Yeah.
It's about freeing us up from the tedious, the repetitive, the stuff that honestly drains our energy.
Yeah.
So we can focus more on the uniquely human things: creativity, strategic thinking, empathy, building relationships, genuine connection. It should elevate our work, ideally.
Your first AI assistant is waiting. We've hopefully given you the foundation, the roadmap.
Yeah, now it's your turn. Experiment. Explore different ways you could use this. Think about your repetitive tasks. The future of how we work is definitely shifting, and now you're equipped to be part of building that future.
And that wraps up this deep dive into building AI agents. We really hope you found some valuable nuggets in there today.
And until next time.
Maybe take a moment to consider, what's one repetitive task in your daily life, big or small, work or personal, that could potentially be transformed by an AI agent? One that can not only follow instructions, but actually think and act all on its own. O to your O music.